The controversial TV series Idol has just been cancelled by HBO, which means we will not be getting a season 2. Now, I'm one of those people who don't want to start a TV show until it has a few seasons under its belt. I just don't want to get to a cliffhanger and have to wait a whole year or more to figure out what happened. However, with being guaranteed that the Idol is not getting a season 2, I decided to watch it and see what all the hate was about. See, I don't like or want to be a part of the group of people who hate things because it's now cool to hate them. Like Justin Bieber, Nickelback, Prius, McDonald's. You guys say you hate them, but somehow they're still so successful. This mini-series is about a fictional musician named Jocelyn, played by Lily Rose Depp. Jocelyn is about 10 years into her career and has gained success and fame in those years leading up to now. You could call her an up-and-coming pop star, if you will. Her mother passed away quite recently as the show begins, amidst Jocelyn getting ready for a new single and also a national tour. So we see her a little disconnected from her duties such as dance choreography and singing. She has all her handlers around her on damage control, so she stays on track as she is the money machine. Her handlers don't necessarily care about her, but they do care about what she can bring for them, which is typical in show business. One night she goes to the club to blow off some steam after having a horrible day of being sexy in a massive mansion with everyone catering to her and also simultaneously demanding a lot from her. She meets a man named Tedros, played by the musically talented The Weeknd. Tedros is a pimp-like figure with a slimy devil-may-care reckless authoritarian presence, which for some reason was the breath of fresh air she needed. He was absolutely possessive of her and also extremely controlling of her every move. He inserted himself as her boyfriend, manager, a life coach, and also simultaneously started a cult with other unknown talented musicians in Jocelyn's home. This cult was disguised as a commune of creatives that now live in her home to serve her. They were really just bums, but like seriously talented bums. And then Tedros proceeds to stylistically sexually interfere with Jocelyn for like 3 hours and 45 minutes runtime of this show, with her consent, sort of. The show suggests that Jocelyn responds to being assaulted. She needs to be assaulted to stay focused on being a great musician. As it turns out, her dead mother used to assault her by beating her with a hairbrush and also brushing her hair with extreme painful force. So she's so damaged that she needs that kind of care to perform better in her career, and Tedros brought that kind of care to her. And a bit of the other stuff too, like a copious amount of crazy snow. Woo! This show was created by The Weeknd, Sam Levinson, and Reza Fahim. This show's original director, Amy Seimetz, exited the show early after a few episodes had already been filmed. Her exit was due to creative differences with the show's co-creator, Abel Tesfaye, or as you may know him,
ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd.
Now, Amy Seimetz is an actor-director, and she also has director credits for successful TV series and movies like Atlanta, Outer Range, She Dies Tomorrow, and that's to name a few. She has also been an actor in such shows as Stranger Things, Pet Sematary, and a slew of other TV shows and movies. So it's safe to say she knows a thing or two about what she's doing. Sources told the outlet that the crux of the issue appeared to stem from The Weeknd, who felt the show was leaning too much into a female perspective with the co-star Depp's character rather than his own. I think this is the best time for the quote, "If you stand too close to the elephant, you won't see it." After Amy Seimetz exited the show due to creative differences, a couple of high-profile actors exited as well, stating they really wanted to work with her and her vision. Amy Seimetz's vision for the show was to make a dark satire about fame and the fame model in the 21st century, especially around Hollywood. However, one production member told the outlet, it went from satire to the thing it was satirizing. It became like a sexual inappropriateness fantasy that any toxic man would dream up for the show. And then the woman comes back for more because it makes her music better. Okay, so now the show gets a new director, Sam Levinson, who has successfully created a slightly more nuanced TV series called Euphoria. He has also created a slew of other critically acclaimed films such as X, Deepwater, Malcolm and Marie, Assassination Nation. Oh, I see a pattern. He loves sexy thrillers. I see it. I love him too. But I see what you're doing, Sammy boy. Sam Levinson scrapped the nearly finished $54 to $75 million project to write and reshoot the entire thing, heavily favoring The Weeknd's vision for the show. Controversy. Wait, is this a slight nod to this? Nah, surely it can't be. Could it be? Oh, and if you understood that, shame on you. The Rolling Stone magazine did an expose on the show prior to its release about its graphic depiction of toxic sexuality and inappropriate culture. Now I'm just paraphrasing, they said it much worse, but I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube. And then The Weeknd responded on Twitter with this: Rolling Stone, did we upset you? And in response to the same Rolling Stone article calling Levinson the idol of grape fantasy, the director called the specifics in the expose completely foreign. When speaking at Cannes' press conference, he also said,
when my wife read me the article, I looked at her and I just said, I think we're about to have the biggest show of the summer.
Okay, so my thoughts on this mini-series. This mini-series is actually not that bad once you watch the entire 5 episodes. However, the creators and most of the people involved were publicly too cocky in the promotion, and it came across as arrogant, and people went out of their way to really criticize this show. So, note to self, don't be too cocky. At least not in public. This show is extremely provocative, and that would have been okay if it didn't simultaneously feel pretty empty at the same time. So it was just almost like provocative for provocative's sake. There was no nuance to the depth of its provocation. Also, all the characters except one are unlikable and irredeemable. It's like the characters' motives are super unclear and not relatable at all. Now, Lily Rose Depp is a talented actor. I could see her doing many great things in her career. She was not the problem in this mini-series. She actually carried this whole thing. However, The Weeknd shouldn't have been cast as the lead in this project because he hasn't really earned the credibility to play such a complex character. The character Tedros, played by The Weeknd, has no strong backstory, and you feel nothing but pure irritation for his character's existence. Like it was just an annoying character. Like no nuance to it. Sometimes The Weeknd seemed like he was overacting and sometimes it seems like he was underacting. I feel like he needed more acting gigs under his belt. Maybe he could have done some indie films before he goes into the big leagues of acting. But in music, however, he's one of the greatest. I do actually love his music. But when it comes to acting, I feel as though he needs to earn his wings some more at the very least. And then there is the ending. The show also had a very strange and confusing ending, one that really insults its audience for caring about Jocelyn's character. So that did not help. Why are you doing this? What's up with you? In conclusion, The Weeknd was the absolute downfall of this entire show. This show will not get a season 2 because of his creative direction.
I know it might be hard for you to digest this right now, but I'm running the show.
Okay.
Sometimes if you're the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. Okay, so that was a really long episode of 2 Cents today. Thank you so much for sticking around all the way to the end. Now, if this video brought you any value, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.